The movie industry has always had a less than savory way of depicting plus-size black women.
In Norbit, Rasputia, played by Eddie Murphy, was the loudmouth, ghetto, stereotypical black woman with control issues who was scared to lose her man Norbit to the skinny and demure Kate Thomas. In Precious, Gabourey Sidibe's character by the same name was the social outcast in 80s Harlem whose life was a literal horror story. And that horror story included the infamous scene that was memed to death where she famously dined and dashed a bucket of fried chicken.
Yeah.
Then we also have movies like Big Mama's House, Ma, the Madea franchise. The list goes on and on and on.
And what do all of these films have in common? The plus-size black woman is someone who is no one's object of desire.
Her weight is the ongoing punchline, and the movie's plot is set to reinforce this idea that if you are black and a plus-size woman, you are not worthy of the happily ever after storyline. You are there to protect or antagonize
or to like creep kids out in the case of Ma, which is the reason why a movie like Phat Girlz is culturally significant, especially in the Ozempic era. Hi, I'm Masani, aka at Culture Unfiltered, and this is the cultural significance of Phat Girlz.
Phat Girlz is a comedy drama starring Monique as Jazmine Biltmore, a plus-size woman struggling with body image and society's beauty standards. She works at a department store and dreams of designing fashionable clothes for curvy women and constantly deals with what we know to be now as fatphobia. Her life changes when she and her best friend Stacy win a luxury vacation where they meet a group of wealthy Nigerian doctors who adore full-figured women. Dr. Tunde, a handsome and successful doctor, falls for Jazmine, but she struggles to believe she's truly desirable. The movie explores self-love, cultural differences in beauty standards, and the challenges plus-size black women face in dating.
Now, not to spoil the plot if you plan to see it and never watched it, but
in the end, Jazmine embraces her worth, chases her fashion dreams, and finds love on her terms.
It is a body-positive rom-com with a mix of humor and heart that tackles themes that still resonate today, almost 20 years later. Let's talk about the first theme.
In recent years, discussions around body positivity have evolved and seemingly devolved into a broader fat liberation movement that critiques diet culture, medical bias, and fat phobia in society. A re-examination of Phat Girlz could highlight its early role in advocating for plus-size women's confidence and desirability, even as some of its messaging now may feel a bit outdated or problematic.
Like the assumption that all African men like full-figured women, or that skinny bitches are evil. Monique was kind of wild for that one.
However, when it comes to celebrating bodies that don't fit the quote-unquote Hollywood standard, Phat Girlz was way ahead of their time. Another way it was ahead of its time, the way it critiqued the weight loss arc in media. The movie has a subplot where weight loss plays a role in self-acceptance and romance, a trope that has faced criticism in recent years. Monique's character, Jazmine, was always waiting to live her life after she lost X amount of weight, or always trying the next weight loss product hack, which leads to the next theme, desirability. In the movie, Jazmine lived with her cousin Mia, played by Joyful Drake, and Mia's body fit society standards. No stomach, slim legs, small-ish boobs, standard butt, what most people would describe as a body that is quote-unquote T. Mia knew her body was the standard and didn't hide that fact. So when Jazmine and Mia ran into her eventual love interest, Dr. Tunde, she assumed that he would be more interested in her than Jazmine due to her size. This is what I will coin as assumed desirability, which I define as a person who fits a certain beauty standard, popularized in mainstream media, who goes about life thinking that they are more desirable than those who aren't, when in all actuality, beauty is truly in the eye of the beholder. And this phenomenon was a strong hook that ushered in our next topic, how Phat Girlz bridged the gap between diasporas.
Low key, high key.
The romance between Jazmine and Dr. Tunde serves as a rare moment in the early 2000s Black Hollywood films where an African man is positioned as desirable, successful, and a love interest for an African American woman. Now, this might not sound groundbreaking in 2025, but in 2006, it absolutely was. The film avoids the usual Hollywood stereotypes of African men as poor, corrupt, or uneducated. Instead, Dr. Tunde, played by Haitian actor and producer Jimmy Jean-Louis, and his friends are wealthy, successful doctors presenting a different image of African men that was rare in the early 2000s. And 20 some odd years later, all the girls want them a rich African. They're taking over Atlanta, in my Nene Leakes voice. No, but seriously, the way desirability for African men has changed in this country over the past 10 plus years has been nothing short of jaw-dropping. So how did Phat Girlz get all of this so right? My guess, because it was written and directed by a woman. And as a result, it translated into something that was way less stereotypical, real, and humanizing. That woman is, and excuse my pronunciation, Negest Lekay, an American film director who was born in the Bay Area and raised in Oakland and San Francisco. Now, thanks to Mrs. Lekay, we got something way more than a stereotypical plot with stereotypical characters. We got love, we got body acceptance, we got the questioning and challenging of the diet industry and assumed desirability, and a great movie to watch when you need something lighthearted, chill, nostalgic, and funny. So I say all that to say the cultural significance of Phat Girlz is a huge one, and if you haven't watched this movie, you definitely should. Let me know what you think about Phat Girlz in 2025. Like and subscribe to support Culture Unfiltered, and remember, what you seek is seeking you.